Right guys, okay look, so obviously it's come to us, the new Fine Cast by Games Workshop, so I thought I'd give it a go and have a look. So look, they're going to do things, and I think it's a great thing that they've done, is actually looking at new materials other than doing metal. I don't get me wrong, I love the metal figures. I prefer the resin models from Forge World to metal figures because there's more, you do more converting with them. As you know, I like chopping up my figures and changing them because I think, you know, why have something that everybody else in the world's got? Why not try and make your figures a little bit more unique? And you know, and I think as you get older, when you first start out, it's fine experimenting on painting and stuff like that and sticking stuff to it, but as you get older, you know, you've learned a lot of skills by then. You know, I'm nearly 40 now, believe it or not. I mean, I still have the boyish good looks of a 20-year-old. Nah, I'm not. Anyway, look, let's get back to where we were. So look, you know, the thing is as you get along, you get to convert stuff, you get to change things, you start to experiment more with your figures and your resin models, and you want to produce stuff that's different. So I think this is a really good step by GW, and I think it's a great stepping stone from their products and their ranges, their models and stuff like that, to getting people interested into Forge World pieces. So well done GW for that. So look, I'm not gonna be here just to fluff them. I'm gonna sort of say things that, you know, aren't going to be too good, because there are things about these models that aren't great. So let's look at the pro side first of all, and then we'll move on to the other bits and pieces. So the pro side is this. As I said, it's the converting process to these. Fantastic, you can do so much more. I mean, if I want to take a head off this guy, I can literally just clip the head off, clip the hand off, replace the weapon in that arm, take the whole shoulder pad off. Beforehand I'd have to saw it. I'd probably go through a couple of discs on my Dremel just to convert this metal miniature into something else that I wanted, and then I'd have to pin it all. Now I can just glue straight onto it and it will hold. So that's pretty cool. As you can see here, I've done the same thing there on this model. I've taken off his sword. Obviously I've stuck a different backpack to the ones that you get, so you get these beautiful, if you can see them there, beautiful resin backpacks, jump packs, sorry, or jet packs. I mean, they are lovely. You know, they can take a lot of punishment. You know, and replaced it with this, and it's not a Forge World piece. It's I bought these before the Forge World ones came out, so I was pretty gutted. But these are just as good, and I can't remember where I got these from. Hayden got these for me, a friend of mine. But of course I've got some coming in from Mac as well. But look, the thing is, you can convert these a lot better now, so you can actually do a hell of a lot more to these figures than you could do originally. So yeah, that's great, bringing out all these beautiful fine cast figures. Even if it's just for, you know, the fantasy range, the 40k range, and also Lord of the Rings, I think it is as well. It gives you the opportunity to play around with models that you couldn't really do beforehand. Now, the con side of these, and I don't mean it's a con, I'm talking about pros and cons, the benefits and the disadvantages of doing stuff in resin. Unfortunately, these ones that I got were in a box, so you couldn't actually see them in the inside like you can do with the single figure packets. And there was lots of mould lines, misguided mould lines and stuff like that. I've had to, if you can notice here, there's a hole in the head that's going to need filling. There's also areas where there's bubbles that I've got to clean up and stuff like that. I don't know, let's just focus on that. You can see it's just around the mouth guard, or the helmet, just the bottom of the helmet where the breather is. You know, so there's little bits like this all over it. And to be fair, if you look at these, there's a lot of cleaning up to do on these models, and there is a lot of cleaning up on these models. Now, if you're a Forge World collector, you'll be used to cleaning up stuff because you expect it. because I think it's aimed at a higher standard of model makers, and that's not me being disrespectful to anybody else. You know, it means you've got, where the Games Workshop stuff's clean, ready for you to go, this means you've got to put a bit more effort. The Full Draw stuff, you have to put a bit more effort into cleaning up than you would do with most other products, and I think this is what they've done here as well, or whether it's just plain laziness on their behalf to not bother cleaning up the screws. But the thing is, there's a lot of cleaning up still on these, and I think that's a good thing and a bad thing. One, it's going to train you and teach you to pick out detail and clean stuff up correctly, and secondly, it's going to make you want to, when you do your 412 stuff, you're going to know how to do it straight away. So yeah, that's really great. I do like that, but there is, again, lots of flashing on it, and there's lots of bits and pieces that really shouldn't be on there that I've got to clean up, and lots of bubbles and stuff like that that need filling. And I think that's been the general feel from what I've seen on the YouTube videos, and I've spoken to friends that have bought the models, is that they are lovely, but they still need to get their process right. And when they're making these, I mean, you know, the pewter ones, you're not going to get that many air bubbles in, and I've never really seen any bubbles or craters in the pewter ones, but you know, you expect that out of resin models, but you need to get their process sorted out. Okay, what are the cons? Well, as you noticed, I've replaced this guy's sword, and for me, you know, even the if it's a 412 piece that's really, really thin, I'm quite hesitant about using it, but this is not good. I don't like that, and that's just my own personal view, because I'm thinking, and this is only theorising, when you've painted this and say it gets trapped in your box and it's bent for some reason, that paint that you've just put on there is going to flake straight off, and yes, it will regain its shape, but it just means you're going to have to repaint it again. Now pewter, you can just bend straight back. Pewter's strong, so if I did do that, it's not likely going to bend too much, but yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. And there is, to be fair, if I hold this here, the figure does wobble, so you may have to pin it. You know, I don't want a figure that's going to wobble on the base. I want a figure that's going to stand straight and it's not going to break. And the nice thing about the pewter stuff was, when it was cast, that was a solid piece. You know, from the body to the bit of debris that it's standing on, you knew it was going to come off straight away. So that was good. So that's my only worry about this. So the cons are basically a few things: the bendiness of the figures, because a friend of mine's got the Tech Marine, and the arms, the mechanical arms, are so thin on that they bend. I mean, they bend. I mean, you can bend them really well just by gently rubbing your finger over the top of them. It's a beautiful model. It looks fantastic, but that's my worry. My worry is that for a cheaper process, they've sacrificed certain things. And I know they're going to be doing hybrid casts as well and hybrid resin models. It would be nice to see what they're doing. But all in all, I salute Games Workshop for doing this. Yeah, I'm obviously not happy about the price increase, but I think no one is, because it just feels like they're zapping us out of the I don't know, the ability to buy stuff. I mean, as I said earlier on, £41 for a Land Raider is just ridiculous. You know, I'd expect that out of the Apocalypse models, like the Baneblade. But if the Baneblade's gone up, which I don't know, and I'm not saying it has, if the Baneblade's gone up to even more, being even more expensive than it is, then I may have to reconsider buying Baneblades in the future, or I may have to shop online, or have to look on eBay for stuff like that. So anyway, that's a whole politics and bollocks that's in the background. We're focusing on the model. Yes, I think these are fantastic. So personally, I'd give these a good 7 out of 10. They are lovely, absolutely lovely. And it's, like I said, it's a converting kit basher's dream. Basically, you can do whatever you need to do to these to make them different and make them a bit more spectacular. So yeah, well done Games Workshop for that. So fine cast, I'll give it a big thumbs up, and let's just see what happens in the future. Okay guys, I'll catch you later.